What's going on, my stock market bulls and bears? It is your host, Terry Tillman, here for today's video. Now, guys, we did get an update on the SEC filing, which is all exciting until we get into the details of the filing. So, of course, you're excited to see an update on SEC filing, but then when you see what's in the update, it may be a little drawback, but we're going to talk about what it is. We're going to review a couple things over the SEC filing update, and I'm going to give my opinions of where I'm at with it, and we will go from there. So, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Join the Thumbs Up Nation. I appreciate and love all my Golden Nugget family. So, guys, let's get to the video, baby. Let's go! All right, guys, so here it is. We're going to get right to it. As you can see, though, LCA has had a really good run in the overall week. As you can see, this thing was slowly going upward. We had a lot of green days. And then just out of the blue, it shot up right there and went up like, was that 65 cents? Boom. And every day pretty much since then, we've had a green day. So this stock has been on a roll to where it's been slowly at the end of each day going up. And if you notice here at the end of the 9th, right about here, the news came out, and after hours, this thing started selling off. And we actually, if we go here to the 1 day, this thing sold off down to roughly $12.63. And now we're back up to $13.15. And you may be asking, what possibly caused the drop-off? Well, let's get in here to it. So, if we go here to the SEC filings, you can see, great news, we got an update, but what is in the update on the SEC filing is what got people, I think, really frustrated. I think there's a lot of Golden Nugget people that's really frustrated right now, and that's what we're going to get into. So, you see, updated yesterday, November the 9th, we have a PRER 14A, preliminary proxy soliciting materials. It has the account number. And if we go ahead and click on the documents, it's going to bring up all the documents here. And you can scroll down here and look, Land Katie Holdings 2 has all that information in there. But if you click on each of these tabs, it has a little bit of information. And I'm just going to try to keep this as brief as possible. And I don't know if I can make this bigger for you guys or not. Maybe not. But I'm going to read it to you here. It says, United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C., Scheduled 14A, and its information required in proxy statement, Schedule 14A information. Proxy statement pursuant for Section 14A of the Securities Exchange of 1934, Amendment number 3. So I think right there in the parentheses is what has people a little upset, and I think that's why some people might have sold off some shares today. But I think when it sold off a little bit, people was like, hey, that's a great buying opportunity. So what are they going to do? You sell your shares and it goes down into the $12 range, people's going to buy the dip. And that's exactly what people did, because it did not stay down there long. We're the whole way back up to the 13s again. So I think that's good. Even with this amendment that I understand, and I don't care if anyone's sold off. That's your case and what you want to do. But for me, I'm not selling off. Still have my 235 shares. I'm hanging on. I'm in this for the long haul. But if you guys have more money invested than me and more than, a couple hundred shares and you want to, secure your capital, I don't blame you. I mean, do what is best financially for you. My videos, guys, is to track my journey on my stock adventure. Whether you want to follow me and you want to take after what I do, I'm just doing this for my, benefit and you guys' benefit in the sense of giving you the information of what's out there. Whether you guys want to keep your shares or sell them is totally up to you. But I'm going to keep my 235 shares, and if this thing dips down, I'm going to buy some more. Unfortunately, I was at work all day, as you can see here. By the time I get out of work and check the stock market, it's already closed, and I do got tomorrow off, though, for Veterans Day. So that's really nice to be able to check out the stock market all day and pick up some deals if they're out there. So the amendment number 3 is definitely what has people upset. And there is a lot of information, guys, down and through this. And One thing, as I read through this a little bit, because I did read some of this, and you can see this is a lot of stuff to read here. It has here, Dear Lcadia Holdings to stockholder, we cordially invite you to attend a special meeting in lieu of the 2020 annual meeting of the stockholders of Lcadia 2 Holdings, Delaware Corporation, which will be held on blank 2020 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And it gives a website right here you can go to for the special meeting. So I went ahead and copied and pasted that for this video, and as you can see, it takes you here to the CST Proxy Lcadia Holdings SM 2020, the special meeting 2020, and there's nothing scheduled yet for us to be able to vote. So I thought that was very key. And for this is where I give a little bit of hope, because I know it's upsetting for my viewers and my Golden Nugget family, man. I'm still here for you. It's very upsetting to see a third amendment. We were really hoping for GNOG. But this here still says in lieu of 2020. We just don't know when. Now, it seems like if we go back here to the last time they did this, the last time they had a PRER, which was basically an amendment, was back here on now let me get this right, on 10/13, and after that amendment, we got the next one about 15 days later. So let's say we're looking to get our next 8K and DEFA 14. We're kind of looking about, so we go 15 days from the 9th, we're looking around November 24th would be around the 15-day mark to see the next update. But we will see, who knows? This could happen quicker, it could be slower, it could be right on time. So, like I said, around November 15th or November 24th is possibly when we may see the next SEC filing update. But I'm sure there is reasoning behind all this, guys. So, like I said, I know it's hard for me to keep telling you guys this, but just hang in there, man. But you guys can do what you want. And like I said, there's a lot of information if you want to read this here under the documents. But I did find a couple things that I felt was kind of interesting. Now, I'm going to be straight up honest here. I'm not going to pretend that I know what this means. So, if anyone out there understands these SEC filings and these charts, but as much as I look at it, it's down here shown at the bottom, GNOG LLC, and it has a bunch of diagrams where it's going up to all this and that, and up the top it has public stockholders, 85% economic, and 19.3 voting interest, and then we have JFG sponsor initial stockholder, and then we got Tilman Fertitta initial stockholder. Looks like he has 11% economic and 2.5 voting interest. And there's a lot going on here. So I'm not going to say that I know what it is because I don't. But it's interesting they have this chart here. And the more I read it, it just kind of shows like when if GNOG takes over, it's going to distribute these ways. So if we go back here and go to the next one, we have another chart. So we got another interesting chart here. Let me move myself out of the way. As you can see, it's just Tilman there. And it basically shows down here that we have lenders credit agreement, $300 million going to GNOG. Then it goes 100% interest to GNOG Holding. Then it goes up here to LF LLC. And then it goes here to Tilman. So I don't know. Is this going from Tilman down or GNOG up to Tilman? If we look over here, it looks like Lcadia Holding Company is going up to Lcadia. And then Lcadia is distributing to public stockholders, JFG sponsor, and Tilman J. Fertitta, the initial stockholder. So that's what that looks like to me. But you guys comment down below. Do we have any experts that understand these charts? Like I said, go to the SEC filing, type in LCA, click on the documents that you can get on here for November the 9th, and hopefully we have someone out there that can maybe clarify exactly what is going on 100%, because I'd like to get that exact information to my viewers. And I don't want to give falsely information. Here is something interesting as well. So this document I found as you go through and click down the documents. And we're going to read this one here real quick. It says, preliminary copy to subject to completion. For the special meeting in lieu of the 2020 annual meeting of stockholders, LCA 2, this proxy solicited on behalf of the board of directors. So here's the undersigned hereby appoints Richard L. Helm and Stephen L. Schenthal, the proxies of each of them, independently the full power of substitution as proxies to vote on the shares of the common stock of LCA. And if we go down here, it has the annual meeting for the stockholders of the company be held on blank 2020 at 10 a.m. So even down in this here, guys, I think it's given us a little bit of hope that it is possible we're still going to see a merger here in 2020. I think before 2020 is over, this ticker symbol will be GNOG. I have high hopes of it because they have on all their paperwork 2020. They just don't have a date yet because it's a matter of when. So, like I said, I think it's coming. We've got to hang in there. We've got to stay strong. Like I said, there's a lot of information here. And if we go to the next one, yes, the next one, guys, is a very interesting one. And here it is. This is one that I thought was pretty interesting. And this one, I don't know. It made me feel somewhat good, but you guys tell me what you think. So it has here about LCA Board of Directors recommends a vote for proposals 1 through 8. And I'm just going to kind of read the highlighted stuff. I'm not going to get into too much of all the paragraphs, but if we go here to transaction proposal, it's basically to consider a vote upon approval to adopt the purchase agreement by the company of LHGN Company, Golden Nugget Online Gaming, Landry's Finance Acquisition, and it has other stuff there. So you can either put an X for, X for against, or an X to abstain. Then we have number 2 is a NASDAQ proposal to approve the purposes complying with applicable listing and rules of the NASDAQ stock market. An issuance of number 1 looks like 31,350,625 shares of new GNOG Class B common stock contributed to Lcadia Holdings. So I think that is pretty cool that it seems like here under this NASDAQ proposal, once this ticker symbol changes to GNOG, if I'm reading this correctly, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just reading this and giving my interpretation of this document. But it looks like once the ticker symbol changes to GNOG, the NASDAQ will issue 31,350,000 shares of new GNOG to be purchased. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, to me it sounds good because the more people can purchase in, it seems like a good deal all around. And it does have some stuff down here saying like Mr. Fertitta and, you know, affiliates including and things like that. And affiliates including connection with the trend. Mr. Fertitta's owning more than 20%. Okay, so here it has Mr. Fertitta and his affiliates, including LF LLC, in connection with the transaction that will result in Mr. Fertitta and his affiliates owning more than 20% of GNOG's outstanding capital stock and more than 20% of voting power of the GNOG, which could constitute a change of control under NASDAQ rules. So, if I'm reading that correctly, it sounds like if Tillman does not have more than 20% of GNOG capital stock, he could possibly lose power of the voting and stuff. So that's what it seems like to me. I could be right or wrong, but just giving my opinion. Number 3 category has a charter proposal to consider to vote upon a proposal to approve new GNOG proposed charter in connection with the transaction. So it looks like you can vote about the charter proposal for GNOG. And under number 4, the advisory charter proposal to approve and adopt a non-binding advisory basis, certain differences of companies' current charter, GNOG's proposed charter. So being presented in accordance with new requirements of the SEC as 10 separate sub-proposals. And it has all this different stock down here, different information. Advisory charter proposal A, B, C, D, E. It has so much stuff. It must be 10 different proposals here you can do. And maybe they have to vote on which one that they're going to do. But I don't know. Like I said, guys, you have to get in here and kind of read this and see what you think. Now we're going to have to get over to the next side here. And if we go down here to the next one is number 5, Director Election Proposal. To consider to vote upon proposal to elect Tilman J. Fertitta, Michael Chadwick, and G. Michael Stevens, Scott Kelly, Richard Helm, Stephen Schenthal to serve new GNOG Board of Directors, each for a term expiring at the 2021 annual meeting of the stockholders alternately. So it sounds like they're basically that they're going to have different people take over at certain points. That's what it sounds like to me. And then number 6 is incentive plan proposal. To consider the vote upon proposal to approve Lcadia Holdings 2020 incentive award plan, including the authorization of initial share reserve under the initial plan. Number 7, Auditor Ratification proposal. And let's see what this says. Okay, so this here, all right, number 7, I think we might have found something. Maybe I'll blow this up. I don't know, it won't go no bigger. But number 7, let's read this one actually. The ratification of Markham LLP as the company's independent registered public accounting firm for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020. And there's an adjournment proposal to consider the vote. And yeah, that's kind of, like I said, a lot there. Oh, guys, I'm just so like, it's just so much to go on. But I don't know, like, are we considering this good news or bad news, man? Like, it seems like to me, it doesn't seem that bad. Maybe they're just making sure that things are right before they go and do it. I'd rather them, now in my opinion, I would rather them take their time and get this merger done correctly, not rush it and make mistakes, and then that will hurt the company more in the long term than what they're doing now. Because I still do like that they're not pumping the stock of news to get this thing to grow up super fast. And if we go here to the Yahoo Finance Lca, kind of went down a little bit in the market cap today, as you can see. We went down to 529 million, so we did go back a little bit, but not end of the world. So I think we're going to be in good hands. Just have to wait this out, guys. I understand, man. It's frustrating. But I'm still going to be here covering the news, whether it's good or bad. And I'm going to be here. I'm not going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere, man. Still going to be here doing my thing. Trying to keep everybody positive, but reading through all that got me a little, woo! I don't know how these people go through all that. That's why they hire lawyers, I guess. That's probably why lawyers charge like $300 an hour to like review paperwork, because I get it. Just me reading that paperwork for a couple minutes got me like, whoa, I'm ready to fall asleep now. But I don't try to fall asleep when I'm doing a golden nugget video, man. We try to keep it positive around this joint. So, guys, like I said, take this as you want, but I'm not letting this news get to me either way. You guys decide what you want to do. But guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. Join the thumbs up nation. And guys, I appreciate and love all you guys. So guys, hope you have a good day. And until the next one, let's go!